Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here and excited to teach you how to make your business even easier and low maintenance and set it and forget it with some of the things that, tend to bog us down throughout the day. And first, I want to share my thought process of how I got here. So, this is something I've been working really hard on this year is this thought came to me. I love my Mary Kay business and my direct sales business so much. But sometimes I think about the women who are working full time and have babies and they're going to grad school and they have kids in sports and they're going 10 directions 5 nights of the week. What are some things that we can do to make this business easier for everybody? And so that is what I have been obsessed with. That is what I've been working on, teaching it to my awesome team. So, team, thank you for watching this. And I hope that this supports you in building your business and building your customers to new levels. So I can't wait to get started on this. So that was my thought process. So in that thought process of, okay, how do I make this easier for people? Like, what can we change? What can we do? And obviously, when the COVID hit, we started working virtually. So that was something. But there's still, even within that, just a lot of things that we have to do on a daily basis to confirm people, to get people's information correct, excuse me, all the different things that we do to hold that appointment. And I thought the answer is automation. Okay, so what could I automate in my business to make things easier, to make things quicker? Because here's the thing, you guys, I don't know about you, but I want to spend my time that I do have and that I am working this business on the great stuff, connecting with people, building relationships. I don't want to spend all my time sending confirmation messages and confirmation emails and, hey, can you fill out this link and can you do this and that? So if you're ever thinking in your mind, because I have heard people say like, oh, I'm just scared to automate too much because I want to keep things relational. Here's what I think, you guys. I think automation starts the conversation so that you get to finish it and you get to connect with those people. So I actually think it helps you because you actually have the energy to spend on the important stuff, connecting with people, when you can automate a few things. So today is really about giving you just a couple quick things. This could also be called coaching or getting your parties to hold in 2025. But giving you some ideas on how you can do that, and something called app flows and something called project broadcasts, which some of you already have. So first things first, let's talk quickly about project broadcast. It is a service that allows you to text from your phone or a computer, and you can send it out to big lists of people. There's so many things. You can email now. They've got app flows, which I'm going to teach you about. They have campaigns, like all these different things. I don't make a lot of videos about how to project broadcast because they have this awesome thing. They have training videos. It's called Web School Ninja, the Project Broadcast Web School. So if you get Project Broadcast, they've got all the videos you need. I don't need to be teaching you how to use Project Broadcast, although I'm doing that kind of today, but it's more relevant because it's how people in Mary Kay can use this to, automate some things, and how specifically and what specifically would we do with that. So if you don't have Project Broadcast, in the description of this video and you want to check it out, I have included my referral link. You get a little bit of a deal. And it's just, I don't know, just thought I'd throw it down there. So this is what it looks like. It's not a very pretty link, so I'll just put it in the description of this video. And what's great about it too is there's different plans. I think I'm on one of the cheaper plans. And if you ever need to up it, or you need to scale back, or you need to up it again, then you scale back again, they're really good about allowing you to start low and move up higher, or start higher and move down lower. I recommend just starting with the lowest plan. It's not that expensive. And as a consultant, okay, so if you're a seasoned consultant and you have 50 or more customers, 100% you should have it, just because it's so hard on your personal phone sometimes to keep track of who's texting you. And personally, I like having a separate phone number. Okay, so if you've never used Project Broadcast, it does give you a new phone number. I do like having a phone number just for my business because it keeps things separate from my family and my, friends and my business. So I like having things separate. You can also create groups and tags and put people in different things. So it's just a really nice way to keep things organized. if you're a new consultant, this might not be something for you initially, but once you start building some customers and you're finding that you're constantly having to track things or you're losing things on your regular phone, like that might be time for you to get it. So if you're new, watch this, see if it could be for you, but just keep in mind it might be something you would do down the road. But for sure, if you're a seasoned consultant or director, girl, you got to have something to help you out. It's kind of like your own little assistant at home. Okay, so link for that is in the description of this video. Okay, so the first thing that I want to teach you about is there is a thing in Project Broadcast, and obviously a lot of you on my team already have Project Broadcast called campaigns. And a campaign just means it's a series of text messages that go out when you tell them to. So it could be like, there's different kinds. There's time-lapse campaigns, there's drip campaigns, so there's all these different types of campaigns. Time-lapse means like the first message goes out 0 hours and 0 minutes after you put a contact into the campaign. So it'll shoot the first message out, and then the second message will go out 3 days later, and then the next message will go out 4 days later, whenever you tell it to. Okay, so I have tons of campaigns for like booking. And there's this handy little button that you can check that if you set a campaign and someone replies to it, like a booking, like if you're booking referrals or something, it'll automatically take them out of it so that you don't have to worry about them continually getting the next messages, and then you can communicate on the side of that. So that's what a campaign, again, I'm not training you on Project Broadcast. This is about making your business easier in general. Yet here I am training on Project Broadcast, but I want to teach you about something that I do think is really good, especially for as you start confirming your beauty sessions and getting things to hold. And that is a certain type of campaign that is called an event campaign. So I'm going to show you how to do this myself off here. Okay, so first off, when you have Project Broadcast, you're going to go over here to the side and you're going to click on automation, and then you're going to click on campaigns. Okay, and so there's lots of different kinds, but you go up to this. If you want to make a new campaign, you click this button and see these are all the different types. And some of them you need to kind of read the description so that you know what it's doing. So you click an event campaign, and that is messages sent to contacts based on a number of days and time or hours or minutes before their event date and time. You guys, this is going to be your new best friend. So for example, I have an event campaign for my in-person parties. It's just called coaching. Okay. So let me share with you the messages. So so basically, if I add someone to this, and I'll show you that in a second, it's going to automatically send these messages in reverse of when their event is. So let me just show you, for example. So let's say I'm going to add Jane Doe to this event campaign because she has a party or a beauty session coming up on February 14th at 7 p.m. Okay. I'm just making this up, obviously, but you're going to add her to it. And then look at this, you guys. It's going to ask you for the date of the appointment. I'm going to say 2/14/2025, 7 p.m. And then all of these nifty messages, okay, are going to go out automatically. So I have a message that's 30 days out. Now, I typically do not book things out that far. And again, I have all of these messages I will be putting together in a document. I do not book out this far, but every now and then I do. So this 30-day one will only send out if it's relevant to the person's date. But 15 days out, they're going to get this message, just touching base. I hate to lose my title as Overconfirmed Queen. Our appointment is 15 days out, and just wanted to let you know that I have fun content on my YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook, if that's your thing. Can't wait to personally teach you all my tips about skincare or makeup. Again, if you've watched any of my coaching videos, positioning yourself as an expert is always a good thing. And then your appointment is in 1 week. Hey, it's Emily with Mary Kay. Super excited to meet you. If anything has changed, address, etc., let me know. I'll be checking in 2 days before to see how many friends are joining you. Again, adding value. Is there anything specific you and your friends are excited to learn about skincare or makeup? Let me know and I'll incorporate it in. See you soon. And then the message is, how many are joining you? Hey, just checking in to see how many friends are joining you. I'll be putting supplies together soon. Also, if you have any stragglers who haven't filled out the form, here it is. And I'll probably get there 10 to 15 minutes early. So I'm just giving them the scoop. So you can make these and it is just going to do it all automatically for you. Isn't that great? It just is going to send that out. So that is called an event campaign. It is your new best friend. Okay, friends, we've just gotten started. This is just the beginning. Okay, so that is I really think that's coaching in 2025 is you're creating intrigue about you, you're getting to know them because they do text you back. And then, like I said, you guys, automation starts the conversation, then you get to finish it. When they start texting you back from your automated message, that's when you can really dig in with her. And she might say, oh, I'd really like to learn foundation tips. And you can be like, oh my gosh, girl, it's like my favorite thing. Like, tell me more about that or whatever. Maybe it's a phone call, whatever you need to do. It allows you that freedom to be able to do that. All right, now I want to talk about something called app flows. Okay, app flows are something that's going to automate some things for you. Okay, so it's a way to connect different things you're already using in your business. So for example, I use Google Forms for like everything. Okay, Google Forms are a great way to gather information. They're a great way to get people info. Like we have one that has like the opportunity on it. I also have one like if they want to do one of my virtual appointments, that I have a sign up sheet. So I have their address, their phone number, their email, all their stuff in one place in a spreadsheet. Google Forms are awesome. I have a separate video I'll link in the comments on a quick Google Form tutorial. It's not hard to make Google Forms, you guys. It really isn't. And so that will help you. I have them for in-person parties. That's how I pre-profile my guests and get their skin type and what they're looking forward to. And are they dry, normal to dry, or combo oily? All that information is all gathered for me in a Google Form. And just to give you an idea, I have so many Google Forms. It's a little bit crazy, but so here's what's cool, you guys, is, when you have a Google form, it creates a spreadsheet with the information. And because it's a spreadsheet, you can do a lot in automating this with your business. Okay, so I'm just talking about Google Forms. So most of the people on my team are already using a good Google form. But if you're not using it, it's a great way. I actually have one that I send to the hostess. So then I have all my hostesses' addresses in one place. Because if you're driving around doing parties and you're like, crap, did I write her address down in my date book? It's okay. It's in a spreadsheet that I can pull up on my phone on the side of the road if I need to. I've done that before. Personal experience. So what an app flow does is it pulls the data. I mean, it can do bazillions of things. This is just how I've so far, and I do stress so far, applied this to my Mary Kay business. It can pull the data from those spreadsheets and then you can tell it to do stuff. Like you could tell it to automatically create a contact for you in Project Broadcast. Are you excited? Like you did nothing. They just filled out the Google form and voila, now they're in your Project Broadcast contacts. You did nothing. You just went to bed or whatever, you're at your kid's sporting event and it automatically made a contact for you. And then maybe you wanted to automatically add that contact into a campaign. Like you can't add it to an event campaign. There's a little bit of programming there I haven't figured out yet. But you could add it to a confirmation like a time lapsed. You could just have it send a single text message. Whatever you want it to do, you can have it send an email. And so that is what an app flow is it's taking, like a Google sheet, you're telling it to add it to your contacts, then you're telling it to do this. You guys, there's so many things I'm not even going to train you on here with app flows, but this is a really practical and easy way. If you are not tech savvy, this is not hard. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay. So here we go. Let's learn how to do an app flow. So first off, you have to come over to the automation tab in your Project Broadcast and you got to click on app flows. Okay. So I have already made some app flows and I just want to kind of share with you what this looks like. So I have my hostess. Remember how I showed you my Google form that hostesses fill out? So for example, let's see here, hostess confirmation. So when someone books an in-person party with me, this is their Google form. So it has their first name, last name, occupation, phone number, where is the address of the appointment? And then what's their skin like? Have you tried the products before? What do you hope to gain from the appointment? Tell me your makeup skill level. And then a link to my opportunity link. Now, the first step before you start making any app flow, okay, hear me on this, friends. Before you start any app flow, clean up your Google Forms, clean them up. And what I mean by that is anytime you change something in your Google form, you have to change the app flow. I've learned this the hard way. So it's easier if you just kind of clean it up. You're going to need to separate out first name and last name. So if you have one field that says put your first and last name, you need to have one for first name, one for last name. I also like to say, I don't have this on here, but phone number, I'm not going to change it because it'll change my app flow, but no dashes or spaces. Like I just want their phone number. Okay, so this is my hostess. So if you are one of my hostesses, this is what you fill out. And so then what I did was I made this app flow in Project Broadcast, and I'm going to make one from scratch. So you're going to know how to do this. Okay? It looks intimidating. Trust me, friends, it is not hard to do. Okay. So this is what it looks like, this little thing here. So basically it's just a map. So whenever there's a new row, meaning like someone new fills out my Google form, I'm telling it to take that new row and then it goes out and then it comes into create and update the contact. So make a contact in my Project Broadcast for me. Then once it's done with that, it's leaving again. And then I want to add it to a campaign, and the campaign I'm adding it to is my confirmation campaign that I just read to you. Isn't that cool? So there's lots of things you can do with this. So let's make, okay, this is already in progress. So let's make a new app flow so that you understand. So first step is to name the app flow. Now I actually need to make an app flow for like when people register for a virtual party and they decide to send the link so that their friends can join in. So it's a party instead of just them doing it one-on-one. I need to collect their friends' info so I can mail the samples to their friends. So I'm just going to call this, we call our virtual sessions Beauty in a Flash Friends. I'm just going to call it that. You can name your app flow whatever the heck you want. Okay, you can make a description. I have yet to do that because I just put it in the title here, so I know what to do. Then you click Start Design, and then you click Blank. Okay, no, not losing anybody so far. This is easy enough. Okay, so if you think about this blank space here, this is like a piece of paper, and you are going to draw the most fabulous, liberating picture of your life, okay? And then over here is all the different things. And see, I mean, you can do stuff with Dropbox, you can do stuff with Gmail, with Google Sheets, with MailChimp, with Calendar. Like there's so many different things that you could make a flow with. But again, I'm just teaching you simple ones that my team is going to use because we use so many Google Forms and we also like to confirm people and send messages. So you're going to come up here if you're doing it with a Google form, and you're going to click this Google Sheets. Okay, so see how you just kind of drag and drop it. You can drag and drop it wherever the heck you want on the piece of paper. This is your artwork. Okay, and then over here on the right, what action do you want this thing to take? So for example, new row, this trigger fires anytime a new row is added to your spreadsheet. Okay, that's what I've always used. Or this triggers every time a row is updated. Or I don't know, none of the other ones are really relevant. So I'm going to click new row. Now you do have to connect your Google account. So it's going to ask for your password and some things. Mine is already connected. And then you want to find what spreadsheet, meaning what Google form do you want it to connect with? So you click this plus button. Personal webinar. So this is friends getting samples. So this is what I named. You know, if we come back to hold on, my Google form, it's this one right here, this personal webinar friend. So it's like whatever you named your Google form is what you'll see here. So I'm going to click on that. Maybe, here we go. There we go. And then the worksheet is just the results for that link. So you just click the plus and you click this form responses 1. Okay, you have officially taken step 1 in creating an app flow, and it wasn't hard, was it? Okay, so that is step 1. Now, what do I want this to do? Once someone, you know, fills out my Google form, what do I want it to do? Well, I want it to create a contact in my Project Broadcast because I want to have this person in my thing. So I'm going to You can drop this anywhere. I like to drop it a little bit farther away because it just is dramatic then. So now we have to do some work here. Okay, so what's the action that you want it to take? I'm going to say, you can say find a contact, update, or create a contact. That's what I want it to do, is I want it to add a contact. Okay. Now I got stuck here for a long time. You guys are going to laugh so hard. I'm like, okay, but like it's not working. What do I do? You have to use your mad art skills. See this little plus sign? Okay, so we've got my thing up here, and then we've got my update, create contact. All you have to do is draw a line. There, now they're connected. Do you see this? This took me like, I just saved you at least 30 minutes of your time. You are so welcome. Okay, so personal experience. Now you're going to have some new stuff pop up here. This is what data do you want it to pull from the spreadsheet to put in the contact form. So honestly, you guys, this isn't hard. Just read it. Contact phone number. Okay. So you're going to then pick, these are all the fields that are in my Google form. You know, these are the things I named all this stuff. So I'm going to click this phone number 1 because that's what I've named it. Okay. And if you do it wrong, it'll scream red at you. So you'll know you're doing it wrong. And then first name, what's the thing that says first name in your Google form? This is why you have to separate out first and last name and clean up your Google form so that you have these different fields. And then email address. I always like to get that, your email, that's in my event thing. I mean, there's so much you can do with this, birthdays, anniversaries, notes. Sometimes in the notes, I like to throw like your friend that you're joining with on the webinar. Actually, no, I'm going to put that in a different one. Let's do the date and time that you're booked. Now, in this case, I have to delete this first one. We'll just delete them both. You can easily delete things, so don't feel like you're gonna mess it up. Okay, so what day and time did your friend book for? We're gonna do that. And then this is just asking you, like, do not email, just keep it undetermined. That's fine. Now you can add a tag. So I'll put friend joining a virtual. Okay, so that'll make a tag. So then when I have them in a contact, you can name that whatever. I'm just kind of doing that for the purposes of this training. And of course I can't spell because I'm working off 2 screens here. Okay, so, and then custom field 2, I'm going to actually put the friend that referred, or the friend that, you know, she's joining someone's virtual party. So I know who the host is. So your friend that you're joining with on the webinar. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so that's all you have to do. You can, there's 20 billion areas to add custom fields. I like to keep it simple. Voila. Okay, so now you've told it to pull the data off the spreadsheet, create a contact in your project broadcast. Okay, so now what do you want it to do? Well, I want it to either, I have some where it just sends them a single message, and then some it connects to a campaign. So if you just want to do a single message, you would click chat. If you want to add it to a campaign, I'm going to move the campaign. And again, this can be anywhere. So what type of campaign? We have add to campaign, add to event campaign. I haven't figured, there's some technicalities with that event campaign I have to figure out yet, but I will get there, friends. But I'm just going to click add to campaign. Again, it's going to connect with your project broadcast account. So that's what this is. So now I'm going to pick what campaign I want it to connect to. And I have picked, let's see, forgot what I called that, beauty. See, you guys, this is part of the problem when you have too many campaigns like I do. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, here it is. Webinar confirmation. Okay, so then it's selected the campaign. Again, I'm going to save you 20 more minutes. You now have to just draw a line. So you just drag and drop the plus sign down to this. It's so fun and easy. And again, you have to connect it to, what do you want it to connect to? You have to match it up. So their phone number, okay? Because that's what you want it to do, is you want it to send the message to that phone number. Okay, so you have officially created an app flow. Okay, so I would recommend testing it. Okay, But what you want to do before you X out of it is you want to click Start Flow. Okay, so that means once you click Start Flow, it's always just going to be running in the background, and there's always a log of your app flow. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So for example, I will bring up my in-person party app flow, which is running. See how it you know it's not is running in the background. So I have it's the new thing. They're going to make a contact and it sends a message. And then you have a log of everyone that has been automatically added and texted in the bottom here. Okay, so it's just kind of nice to see a log. If I need to change something, okay, so let's say you need to troubleshoot your app flows, because it'll actually text you and say, we've detected an error in your app flow. And I'm like, why? You actually have to stop the flow. And I'm sorry, this is kind of making me crack up a little bit. You got to stop the flow, and then you can go back in. And oftentimes, all it is that you updated your spreadsheet or your Google form. And so, if that's the case, just go to your Google form, okay, and then you just need to reconnect the right spreadsheet again, or the right like if you even just change the name of the header for phone, like instead of phone you call it phone number, it's going to mess up your app flow. So you have to go to your app flow and just reconnect it. It doesn't take long. It's just, again, I think I just saved you another 10 minutes because it took me a while to figure out, like, why is it not working? What's happening? But how exciting is this, you guys? Like, just having the ability to automate anything that's coming in on that spreadsheet. Now, I do want to just talk about some troubleshooting things. Anytime you change your Google form, you're going to have to update it in your app flow. I have also found that it tends to not work as well when people put like parentheses around their phone number. So it's like, girl, just type in your phone number. I mean, dashes are okay, but they can't do parentheses. So I just say no dashes or anything. Just type in your number, because that actually makes it easier for them when they're filling out your forms. So I would just do that. But again, do it all before you start this process. So this is just the beginning of this, you guys. I just want to give you this simple thing, practice it, play around with it. And then I'm going to keep popping in here and making videos for my team to help them with more things that I find this to be helpful for. Just know too, every time you use an app flow, it does charge you Project Broadcast credits. Worth it, in my opinion. I mean, you can be out, you could be at work, you could be out with your friends, you could be out with your kids. And when someone fills out your Google form, it's just in the background, adding it to your contacts, it's sending them messages, it's adding them to campaigns. I will figure out how to get it added to an event campaign. The tricky thing is that all the dates are different. Eventually, I would like to connect like a digital calendar to that where it just reads that. It's a little complicated. Google Calendar is not cooperating with that. So just stay tuned. Start simple. Okay, we don't got to go crazy. Rome wasn't built in a day. So just make one, test it, and then let it be. Just let it fly, butterfly. So I hope this blesses you. I hope this makes your business easier, and stay tuned for more.